Hello, beautiful souls, beautiful friends. Thank you for being here. I hope you're all doing well. This is going to be a very heart-centered and grounding message, as well as a really beautiful technique that is really simple, really quick, but really powerful to just cleanse your energy. I think a lot of people will agree if you're feeling the energy of the collective right now. It's kind of like, to me, it honestly feels like an all-time high with like anxiety and stress, or whatever that is. I'm definitely feeling that. So if you're feeling that, you're not alone. Just remember that when this happens, like I said before, the bigger the breakdown, the bigger the breakthrough. We descend so that we can ascend. You can't control, you can't really control what's happening right now. You can't control the paradigms that are breaking down and being rebuilt, being transformed, being reborn. Just a reminder, because we need these reminders as we keep going, to keep surrendering to the higher self, the higher plan, your higher self. It's an aspect of you, deeper and deeper and deeper. That's what I think many of us are being asked to do. Just really, really surrender into who you are, not who you think you need to be, not who you think you need to, how you think you need to act, or what you think you need to do. Just really, really allowing. It's very uncomfortable energies. I don't like to speak for everyone, but I think a lot of us are probably feeling that, because I can't even deny it. It's like definitely strong tension. But again, it means something amazing is happening. Just remember that. That's always how it goes. It's like when these strong energies come, we tend to, our human aspect thinks that we're doing something wrong, or that we're being punished, or that we need to control it, or we need to do something else. And in fact, we really have a habit, many, of clinging on. It's like we feel an uncomfortable emotion and we really, really cling on to it. When really, the more you could just let yourself have it and flow, and you just let yourself be, don't attach to these uncomfortable emotions, because they're just part of the process. It's part of the human journey. The sooner they can flow through you. And again, it's happening for a reason. So that's really the biggest message right now that a lot of us probably need to hear, is that literally, because we go through this all the time, and I think a lot of times when we're in the thick of it, we forget. But everything that's happening right now in your life is not a coincidence. Everything you're going through right now is happening for you. It's by design to wake you up, to help you to step into your highest potential. Again, it doesn't always look like how you think it does. It gets to a point when we tell ourselves this, and when the energy is really intense, like it is right now, it's like you almost feel like you're gaslighting yourself when you say that. But it's true, because again, just think about it logically. Even everything you've ever been through has truly made you stronger and wiser. And I know for me, it's like I feel like it's so multidimensional, because there's an aspect of me that's literally just been going through it, and you really can't control these things. It's like sometimes you just wake up with an energy, and it's like, oh wow. So you just gotta let yourself feel that, I've found. But then at the same time, there's that higher aspect, because we are multidimensional simultaneously, that's like everything is fine. I feel great. I feel better than I felt in years. But at the same time, it's like I feel really uncomfortable because my thoughts won't stop. That's how I've been feeling lately. It's like these thoughts are just like out of control. I've never really felt anything like it. I have to say, I've experimented with like plant medicine a lot, for years, not so much recently, but years ago. And it's just crazy because if you've done that, you know it's really, really intense. And, it feels like that all the time now. For me, it really does. So I'm grateful for those experiences. I think they've prepared me, but it's just kind of says a lot when, you're stone cold sober and you're experiencing things so intensely and so vibrantly in this reality. So if you're feeling that, you're not alone. You're never alone. When I look back at some of those experiences, I felt so alone. And when I look back, I realized I really never was alone because we are surrounded by so much love and light. I'm certainly not afraid to call upon the beautiful beings of light that are around us, call upon the higher self, call upon God, call upon angels, archangels, ascended masters, Jesus, Archangel Michael, Archangel Metatron, Mary Magdalene, so many beautiful guides, beautiful beings with so many templates that they can assist you with and give you to help you work through this energy. So I'm going to share with you one now. I'm going to start with this because, if you can, I definitely encourage you to it's really quick. It only takes a few minutes to sit down and try this. And if you're really doing something right now, then maybe come back and try this, because once you do this, and I'm going to guide it, you can just take this with you, and you can really do this anywhere. I do something like this every day, and you can feel free to kind of customize this, based on your own self, your own needs, because, we are so powerful. That's what we're stepping into right now. That's why we have to go through this. We got to go through the fire. We got to stand in the fire. That's the mastery. That's the sovereignty. And again, so many powerful things to get into. But before I get into this, because if you do this, you can really absorb this energy and these transmissions. I find a lot stronger. They can really resonate with you instead of just kind of like, oh, that's nice, and then, come back to this crazy reality. And, it just helps to integrate it more, I find. So nonetheless, let's get right into it. So a few things I want to share, because this is so important. And I talk about this a lot, especially in the Activate Your Clairvoyance course. Everything is intention. Everything is energy. So in this exercise, or whatever you want to call it, simple practice, we're going to be utilizing the power of intention and the power of sound. And those two things go hand in hand. I truly believe that sound is one of the most powerful medicines there is. And it's just so gentle, but so powerful. And one of the most healing sounds, the most healing sound for you, is your own voice, believe it or not. And listen, it doesn't matter if you consider yourself a singer or not, if you consider yourself musical or not. We've really blown everything out of proportion to, like, in our society, think that music has to be this great achievement. And it can be, there's nothing wrong with that. But at its core, music and sound, it's for healing, it's for expression, it's for creativity. Everybody has it. If you can make sound, whether it's with your voice or whether it's hitting two sticks together, you're musical. It's in you. It's in your DNA. Our DNA is music. We are music. We are a huge symphony. So don't, I always hear those limiting excuses. Oh, I can't play instruments. Oh, I can't sing. I can't be musical. Literally, that's such old conditioning. Like, let that go. Just let yourself have it, because you are musical, and maybe if you don't fit into the standardized box of what music has become, then maybe you're meant to find your own way. So we're going to be using the power of our voice. And again, it's just innate. Just remember that. Don't worry about how it sounds. It doesn't have to sound perfect or whatever you think. It's like when we start getting into intention, and I'm not trying to go too deep into this because I'm trying to keep it brief, but just remember, it's simple. It's that simple. It's just your intention. So it's more of a heart-based frequency. Because when you're healing yourself through your intention, like we're about to do, and I promise you this is so simple. I'm really not trying to complicate this. In fact, I'm trying to simplify it. Just remember, it's done. As we go through this, it's very quick, and the hardest part I think people get stuck on with these kinds of things is they think, I'm supposed to be feeling something, or I'm supposed to be seeing something else, or this is supposed to feel like this, or we have these attachments to how we think this experience is supposed to be, and that's actually what siphons your energy off. So just let yourself have, just know that it's done. It doesn't have to feel a certain way. You don't have to feel like you're levitating off the ground. That does happen sometimes. We are blessed with very intense, magical, mystical experiences like that, but it's not like that every time. It doesn't mean it's not working. Sometimes subtle things, gentle things really are what you need. Sometimes it's way better. You don't, just like with, again, music, it's like louder doesn't always mean better. Sometimes it just needs to be soft. Never underestimate that, because again, it's usually the soft, gentle, ordinary, subtle things every day consistently that make the biggest difference. So just remember that as we go through this. It's very simple. It's very quick. Just your intentions. Just let yourself be. It's the beingness, I hope that makes sense. Because it's the mind that will try to complicate and be like, am I doing this right? Is this even working? Is this supposed to feel like this? Just let those judgments go. If they come up, it's okay. Just let them go. Just let them come up and let them go. Because the mind is just, you know how the mind is. So, let's just get right into this now. We're just going to go through the chakras. And I will guide you to assist you. And once you get this, you can just, again, and if you feel like you resonate with this, include this in your own practice. So basically what we're going to be doing is just, again, going through the chakras, starting with the crown chakra all the way to the root chakra. And we're going to be doing 3 hums, and each hum is going to be, the first one is going to be purifying and cleansing the chakra. The second one is going to be harmonizing the chakra. And the third one is going to be charging it. I hope that's not too crazy. It's very simple. Don't worry about it. It's very innate. So the thing with sound healing is, like when you're humming, it's all about your intention. That's the true, instrument. So, you're just filling your sound with your intention. It's that simple. You don't have to think about it. You're just radiating it. That's it. And I'm just going to give you all my secrets here, because this is what I do pretty much every day. So we're going to start this off by just activating our Merkaba. Talked about this before. Activating your light field. Again, just through your intention now. So go ahead, get somewhere comfortable where you can just relax. You can sit down or lay down, close your eyes if you can. And just start to breathe real deep. And let it out. We were designed so blessedly that the most powerful tools we have for healing our energy, breath, and our own voice, it's just built right into us. So just fill your belly with air and let it go. Just let go of everything right now. All your worries. Just let yourself be. Just tap into yourself. If you feel called, you can call upon your guides, call upon your angels, call upon God, call upon Yeshua. For their beautiful assistance, because we are not alone here. Now go ahead and imagine a bubble around you. And just visualize or intend a beautiful, bright, white light bubble around you, protecting you, shielding you from all harm. We don't consent to any harm. Simple. You are that powerful. So it is. And now we're going to ground. So go ahead and create a grounding cord. And this is very simple. Simply intend or visualize a tube going from your root chakra, which is the base of your spine, down into the earth, down into the ground, down deep into the center of the earth. And allow any anxiety, any ungroundedness, any fear, any static, any stale energy to just flow through this tube and be grounded back into the earth. It's a natural process. Grounding, grounding, grounding. Simply through your intention. Beautiful being of light. You are a child of God. And as we continue to do this exercise, high frequency light is going to start coming into your body more and more. You might feel it, you might not. Either way, just know it's done. Now, through your intention, go ahead and open up your crown chakra right at the top of your head. And as you breathe, intend now that it be purified of all toxins, poisons, mentally, physically, emotionally, or spiritually, on all levels. And as you intend this, breathe. Focus this on tension as you let out a hum. Now we're going to use the power of our voice to harmonize our crown chakra with the rest of our body. Go ahead and let out another hum. Whatever sound wants to come out is completely perfect. And lastly, we're going to charge our crown chakra now through our intention and through our voice with this hum. Beautiful, beautiful, simple. It's done. And now we're going to keep breathing and go on down. Go ahead and intend to open up your third eye chakra right in the middle of your head. Just open it up. Let's breathe into it. And with your sound and intention, let's purify our third eye chakra. Harmonize. and supercharge. Now go ahead and open up your throat chakra, simply through your intention. This is all very intuitive. You don't have to try. Just intend, and it's done. Let's cleanse and purify. Harmonize. And charge. Beautiful. Now go ahead and open up your heart chakra. And let's purify. Harmonize. In charge. Beautiful. Almost done. Go ahead and open up your solar plexus chakra in your belly. Let's purify. Harmonize. In charge. And go ahead and breathe into your sacral chakra now, your second chakra in your pelvis area. And purify. Harmonize. And supercharge. Beautiful. Finally, go ahead and open up your root chakra, the very base of your spine. Breathe deep, and let's purify. Harmonize. in charge. And lastly, let's go ahead and purify our whole field now with our sound intention. Harmonize. And charge. One last breath and let it out. Beautiful. Thank you so much. Thank yourself for doing this. Very, very, very powerful. Very honored to be able to share this. I can feel it. So strong. So strong. So beautiful. Wonderful. All right. I hope this benefits you. I invite you to try this technique as often as you need to, every day or even multiple times a day. Start experimenting with the power of sound, of your voice, for healing and harmonizing and charging and creating. It's so beautiful. The power of sound. The power of your sound. No matter what it sounds like, how quiet it is, how loud it is, how high it is, how low it is. Intuitive. It's intuitive, you know. Again, sound healing, singing, your voice doesn't have to be a certain way. Because intuitively, your voice is so powerful. Your voice is you. The voice has so much wisdom innately in it. So beautiful. So remember that. And also, even if you're in public, I don't mind just humming really softly. But I find you don't even have to do it out loud. Because think of this, everything is sound. This is why sound is so powerful. Everything is vibration. Everything is sound. Just because you can't hear it doesn't mean it doesn't have a sound. Because the bandwidth of how much we can audibly hear physically is very, very small. Just like, the light we can visibly see is very, very small compared to the vast spectrum that there is. So even if you just hum in your own mind, start experimenting with sound. I invite you to. It's very healing. It's very powerful. It's got just an amazing power to bring things back into harmony. So, that said, I'm just going to briefly touch on some things that I feel that are important right now. And just in general, no matter when you're watching this, because these messages truly do transcend time. I just want you to remember to be so compassionate with yourself, be so loving with yourself, because that's part of sovereignty. That's part of mastery. When we torture ourselves or when we don't have compassion for ourselves, is often when we slip into states of suffering and states of resistance really, really deeply. In any case, that's recently been shown to me is taking time out of the day to just send love to myself. Because, I spend a lot of time in my day sending love to people, sending love to nature, sending love to animals, and resonating love. But I realize I don't spend enough time just sending love to myself, and we really need it. As we know, this is relevant. Relationships are changing so much. As you awaken, a lot of relationships start to kind of not resonate anymore. And that can be hard because we find that maybe people aren't seeing us or hearing us or giving us the love and respect that as you awaken, you realize you do deserve. Because listen, you deserve the highest love. Everybody has needs, and everybody is worthy of having those needs. Not everyone's going to understand that. But this is why you have to learn how to really love yourself, is because the more you love yourself unconditionally, the more you emotionally nurture yourself. Just like, think of someone you really love, or it could even be a pet. Think of something or like an animal or a person that you just absolutely adore, truly. And if they were really distraught or suffering or stressed, how would you treat them? Because that's how we have to learn how to treat ourselves. It's almost easier to think of an animal because we have such unconditional love for our pets. I think of my cat. And this also brought up a really amazing analogy that I think is really helpful. Because, if you ever see an animal in stress or anxiety, I know my first reaction is I just want to really do anything I can to soothe it, to coax it, to, relax it. And that's how we have to be with ourselves, emotionally nurturing ourselves. It makes such a big difference because once you start doing that, again, speaking of relationships, because that's coming up for some reason, you're not even going to be able to be manipulated anymore because you love yourself so much. This is real unconditional love. And this is why it has to be love, light, and fuck you too, because the boundaries are such an important piece. We have to have these boundaries for ourselves because we have to have unconditional love for ourselves to have unconditional love for others. Unconditional love really is not allowing yourself to be a doormat for anyone. It's being able to stand in your true power and have respect for yourself. Because, anyone who's treating people like doormats, that's their own lesson to learn. I don't think it's very kind actually to enable that. It's not very kind to yourself. And when you start really loving yourself, it's not even going to be able to happen because you're not going to you're going to know you're not a victim. You're going to know that you're not crazy. You're going to know that you do deserve love, that you do deserve unconditional love, that you do deserve to have your voice heard, to have your needs met, even if the other person isn't seeing that. So that's another piece, unconditional love for yourself, especially in these crazy, turbulent times. Because what's unfolding right now, just a reminder, because this is what's been unfolding, but it keeps getting intense, especially right now in particular. We can't control what's unraveling. From an ego standpoint, we can't control what's happening around us in our personal lives or what's happening in the collective. So, again, we're being asked to really surrender and just know that everything really is actually happening for our greatest and highest good. That's how it always goes. If you can remind yourself that while you're in the thick of it and have compassion for yourself, because you can't avoid this. You can't bypass this. This is just part of the spiritual awakening, getting comfortable with the uncomfortable, but it's always worth it. I'm always going to be here to remind you that it's always worth it. You do deserve such love. The analogy I was going to give is, because it came to me today, and it's just so awesome. Recently, a few months ago, I had to take my cat to the vet. Speaking of my cat, whom I love so much. Just love animals so much. They're so pure. And so, because he had an ear infection and it was bothering him, so I took him to the vet. And my cat does not like car rides. He's pretty chill and he trusts me. But when it comes to car rides, it's like he's just like so panicking. And obviously, you got to take him to the vet. You got to get the medicine. You got to clean his ears out. And just in a few days, he was feeling so much better. So, it kind of reminds me of like how our spirit guides, our higher self must feel when we're going through a crazy transformation that is absolutely for our highest good, that we absolutely want to experience. And when we're going through, for example, for my cat, this car ride, I even have to put him in the kennel, and he definitely doesn't like that. It's kind of a good analogy for like when we're going through these really intense transformational processes, and we have to go through these car rides, in the case of my cat, but it's for our greatest and highest good. It's for our own healing. And, just remember, because I hear people say you can't control it, and I say that too. But the thing is, it's like our two different aspects are, our ego, not just the negative ego, but just the human personality in general, the human experience. Nothing wrong with it. It's, we're here for a reason, to experience the rawness of that. But then there's the higher self, that angelic side of us that is eternal, that is beyond this, that's coming online. So I notice myself, and it's so multidimensional, toggle between these two consciousnesses within us. And, it's so important to have love and compassion deeply for both of those. And to, remember that there's nothing wrong with it. That's what I was going to say. Sorry, I got a little sidetracked. Because your ego, your human personality can't control these things like how it thinks it can. So that's what it means when people say you have to surrender and you can't control it, because that aspect literally can't control it. You can't control sometimes it's just the energy is so crazy you cannot control it. However, but it's your higher self that actually is in control, always. And that is you, because you are your higher self and you are your human personality simultaneously. This is multidimensionality, which is going to continue to be a huge theme going forward. It's very quantum. It's very yes and no. I notice that all the time. So I hope this is helpful, because it's such a sacred journey. It's like you're giving up this control to have real control, but it's a different kind of control. And as you experience it, you begin to, again, master this. And when things are really intense like this, which it is for a lot of, light workers, way showers, spiritual people that are starting to tune into this high energy, a lot of us are feeling this right now. And if you're not, there's nothing wrong with you. We're all having our own thing. But I just want to remind you again, you're not alone. And when these things happen in your life, just try to remind yourself you're not being punished. There's nothing wrong with you. It's literally happening for you. Because I know I have to have this reminder. Because literally, I have experienced crazy energies and just intense situations and trippy situations in my life. And I'm still amazed at, what can arise and what you can experience. And again, how much it's just like, how rooted in unconditional love for yourself can you possibly be? To remember that whatever is arising, you are safe, you are eternal, you are growing, you are evolving. Again, we descend so that we can ascend. And this is the ascension. We have learned so much in this life and in other lives to be here right now. It's an honor to be here right now. And this is the last thing I'll say, because this is what's coming up. Remember not to get too distracted by the details. I love the details. I love this human experience. I love creation. I love manifestation. But just remember, sometimes that can actually get a little bit restricting, because, we are here for such a greater purpose. We are here for all of it. We are here to experience the human journey, and we are here to shift the collective. We are here on a mission. Coming to Earth is a high honor, truly. I've seen this, I've learned this many times in my journey. It's a high honor to be here. However you want to look at it, however you want to frame it, it's not an easy plane to exist in. It's for really beautiful souls, that are really ready to grow, because it's just been so polarized here, so dense here, so dark here, so tricky here. So if you're here, just honor that alone. Honor that alone. If you don't know what you're doing right now, you will find your footing here on Earth. You're here for an absolute reason. And that's really the thing. It's like, that's why you have to learn how to keep surrendering to your higher self, which is you, the higher aspect of you. And have such love and compassion for the ego, because it's not your enemy. I promise you that. The more you have love and compassion for it from a higher standpoint, I find the easier it is. But there's, it's really such a high honor to be here. You have such reverence for you being here. It's enough. That is enough. And the more, again, you kind of can surrender to that higher plan, you're here for a reason. Especially now at this time, you have a design. You have a divine design. Even if you don't know it yet. It's part of the process. So much love. Beaming so much love to all of you. Thank you for listening to this. And I hope this is helpful to you. I really hope you can experiment with that technique, because it really is so helpful, and it's so quick. It doesn't take long to just kind of align your energy like that, and it really helps in turbulent times to have your spiritual toolkit, things that you can do to ground. Even when the energy is lifting you off the ground, it feels like you're not alone. I promise you that. You're not alone. So let's see, is there anything else coming up? The last thing I'll say, and you're probably going to hear me say this again, so I decided for March, I'm really trying to connect more with people. I've been kind of on the back burner about doing Reiki. I mean, I've been doing Reiki for years, and, a lot of clients end up being some of my best friends now, so if you feel called to work with me, I really encourage you to email me at transformingthedarkness@protonmail.com, and let's do some Reiki. I'm actually doing a sale even. I'm such a bad marketer. I don't know how to market. I'm figuring that out, but I'm just being honest with you, because this is my life's work. It really helps, support me, and it really is an amazing service, and it's very, very affordable, because I'm going to do $55 a session for a Reiki session. It's really, really beautiful and powerful. I'd be honored whether you've had it done before, if this would be your first time. Long distance is just as powerful. Over a Zoom call is usually how I do it, and we have an amazing, powerful Reiki session. Reiki is energy healing, if you don't know, by the way. And if you have any questions about that, just feel free to email me. If you feel a call, I really encourage you to reach out, because it's such an amazing experience. And I feel like, so many people are coming together now that are meant to cross paths. So again, just want to put that out there. Email me and we'll get that set up, as soon as we can. Or if you have any questions, I would love to, start reaching out more, start working with more people, start sharing this gift. Reiki is an amazing gift. You learn that it's so good to treat yourself, to invest in yourself with these kinds of things. It makes a difference. So much love to you all. Thank you for being here again. Thank you for listening. Be kind with yourself. Be compassionate with yourself. Learn how to start really believing in yourself and knowing yourself. That's another thing I was going to say, is like there's a lot of mirroring going on. Insanely so. So if people are triggering you, it's definitely a sign to look within yourself and see how you can start loving yourself more. Start believing in yourself more. Start having more compassion for yourself. Start treating yourself the way that you want to be treated. That's where it all begins. And everything in your external world will start to fall in line. Any relationships that can't keep up with that will fall away, and new ones will come in. Once you start treating yourself the way you want to be treated, giving yourself that unconditional love and compassion and nurturance, like parenting yourself even, in a divine parenting way, nurturing yourself, protecting yourself, loving yourself, honoring yourself. You are a child of God. You deserve it. Period. Remember that, friends. Okay, until next time, I love you so much. Thank you for being here. God bless you all, and peace.